Newsflash gamers, you're playing D4 wrong, and here today I'm going to tell you why you're playing it wrong, how we got to that place, and maybe what you can do to actually fix that. So there's a couple of reasons for this, and most of these are because of the misconceptions created by not just the D4 online community of content creators, but actually Blizzard themselves. Big surprise. And how they shot themselves in the foot with their marketing. So a little bit about myself. I don't consider myself a super sweaty gamer or anything, but I do have hundreds of hours in numerous ARPGs. I like to consider myself like a super casual, aka I'll play these games hard, but not quite the level of content creators. So I've been playing since the beginning, starting with D1 onto D2, D3. I've also played other games, Path of Exile, Grim Dawn, Last Epoch, Titan Quest, Wolcen, pretty much most action RPGs in the genre I've played. So I like to think I at least have a little bit of experience and knowledge in this point. So enough about me, let's get to you. So let's start at the beginning with the crux of this issue. And honestly, it's Blizzard's fault. Of course, it's Blizzard's fault. It started with the race towards the first 1,000 hardcore players to reach level 100 and the Lilith statue that goes along with it. This should have never been the goal for the Lilith statue, and this is the whole issue. What this race and idea created was a goal for the community, which would be to get to level 100 as fast as possible. Of course, because this is what people now wanted to see. In turn, this created the split farming meta of just repeating dungeons over and over again, which everyone agrees is extremely boring gameplay. And what did Blizzard do after that? Well, they nerfed your favorite dungeons because they didn't want people to keep playing that way, which created a cycle of negativity where Blizzard kept nerfing the things content creators wanted to do while trying to reach the goal that they set. What should have been the goal from the start was defeating the World Tier 4 Capstone Dungeon. And honestly, this is a harder feat than actually getting to 100, because as most of the content creators can attest to, after you get to 100, you're extremely weak if all you did was split farm. Glyphs are a major source of power in D4, and you won't beat that level 100 fight if your glyphs are not up to snuff, and this is a fact, ignoring any sort of hacks, which do exist or did exist. Now, before you go typing in the comments, I do understand how difficult this fight would have been at level 100 for a hardcore character, which is what most of the content creators use as hardcore, because again, fans, they like to see the stakes involved, and you're playing softcore, it's not as interesting, I get that. But it's a better goal in my mind, and it should be your goal. I mean, every season going into the next season, that's going to be my goal. I think that's going to be the goal for most people, not just getting to level 100. So again, I don't know why they set that getting to level 100 as the benchmark. So if you made it this far, you're not super angry at me yet. You may ask, okay, so getting to 100 is not the goal. How do we get to Lilith? How do we defeat Lilith? What are the things I can do? And the correct way is, and you're not going to like this, but there's multiple ways, and honestly, it involves doing almost all the content in the game to defeat Lilith. It's like they designed the game around you doing all the content to defeat the hardest boss in the game. Crazy. But they didn't market it as such. So again, kind of at a loss with Blizzard, man. Yeah, you kind of dropped the ball on this one. And I can already hear the boos in the comment section. I get it. This genre, we want to play the most efficient way to grind. That is the ARPG loop, and I get that. But it truly does require doing a little bit of everything. And for reference, I've been playing mostly solo. My wife has joined me a little bit. I have a couple friends I've played with along the way. But a majority of my grind has been solo, and I like to think I've been fairly successful at this point. I'm almost at the point I can push Lilith. I have a couple more pieces. I need to get my glyphs up a little bit higher, Paragon points, yada yada. I feel like I will be there when I get close to 100. I'd like to do it before 100, but we'll see. And you can consider this my /season 1 guide, since most people that are probably watching this have gone through already. And also season 1's really where I think it starts to matter. So to start, and this sucks, but renown is the thing you got to do, really as soon as possible. For launch, I waited till tier 3 and 4 to actually push most of these items, get all my renown done. My hope was defeating the higher level enemies, help me level up faster, yada yada yada, better drops, all those things. But frankly, the side quests and stuff don't give us much XP, which I think is a mistake. So for season 1, I'll be pushing at renown almost immediately, getting that done while kind of doing the dungeon stuff, getting the aspects I need. So that's my first step of season 1, and also just in general. And another reason why you want to do the side quest and all the renown first is because a lot of these side quests unlock dungeons. You've probably heard this before, but if you do the dungeons on top of XP, and then maybe you're already into the Tree of Whispers stuff, you can set up a lot of XP just by doing one dungeon. And really, the better you can do it, the faster you can do it, the better for your season. Little tangent. Hope some devs are listening, but yeah, the Tree of Whispers is complete garbage right now. As it stands, it's only useful in my opinion for XP. The drops I've gotten for it just absolutely horrendous. They really need to fix this because they need to be more valuable to do. And I really don't do them unless I have other things to do, which kind of goes into my next point. So if your renown is done, you're on world tier 3 or 4, you need to be doing Hell Tides, just straight up. There's excellent source of XP, especially playing with friends. Frankly, I think it's a ton of fun. If there's whispers there, I do them. Otherwise, I don't do whispers. But you need those materials from the Hell Tides. You need the Forgotten Souls, other things for the higher level potions, yada, yada, yada. It's necessary to do Hell Tides, absolutely. If you want to push higher tier stuff, you need better armor, you need better gear, you need all your upgrades, and you have to do that through Hell Tides. There's no other option. The other thing I like to do in the Hell Tides when I don't have whispers, and honestly what I do mostly is just kind of running through events, because getting those events, the XP drops from the events are really good on top of doing the Hell Tides. It's also a good way to get the cinders, but this also brings me to my next tangent is those little orbs that drop, they're garbage, absolute garbage. I mean, they're not bad if you're hunting for specific aspects, but if you're like me and you've gotten most of the aspects you need, and now you're on to looking for specific uniques, well, you can't target farm the uniques with the orbs, which is freaking stupid, because Kadala and D3 would give me primals. So why can't I get uniques from these stupid orb drops? That is absolutely beyond me. I think it's a huge misstep by Blizzard. So again, if you're listening, please fix it. So, when Hell Tides are down, I like to do Legion events, another excellent source of XP. Also world bosses, which again, the world bosses are too easy and the drops from them are kind of also garbage. That needs to be tuned a little bit. Hopefully they get to that. But when all those things are done, I'm farming my nightmare dungeons. I'm trying to push my glyphs up. I used to use the guide on Reddit, but honestly at this level, I'm just pushing sigils that have decent rolls for me, because it's not just, the maxing up the glyphs, but also the XP they can get. And honestly, if it's just an easy dungeon at a higher level, I tend to do that over a better rolled dungeon at a lower level. Now, if I get both, obviously I do it. I have it in mind. I usually have it up, but that's kind of roughly what I do. This is my basic loop, and obviously this is what I do. There's other ways to do this, but more or less these are the things you need to do to push Lilith at that level 100 boss. And I can already see the comments, hey, Drunk Robot, you basically just named everything in the game. And yeah, that's true, I did, because I really feel like this is how Blizzard intended it. Again, don't know why they didn't market it this way, but you need all those crafting materials from Hell Tides. The XP from Legions are fantastic, and the glyphs you get from Nightmare Dungeons really push your character to the highest level of play. So yeah, to summarize, I'm in my 80s right now with my character. I play softcore because I'm not into that super sweatiness. But I'm looking to push the capstone. That is my goal, and it will be my goal in season 1. And honestly, I think it should have been everyone's goal, but Blizzard really messed that up. So I don't really have anything more to say about this. If you made it this far, really thank you. I don't really see myself as a D4 content creator. I play this game as a hobby. I play action RPGs as a hobby. I enjoy the genre a lot. It's one of my favorite pastimes because I can just kind of jump in, grind, get off. I can do it by myself or I can do it with friends. That's the thing I love about this genre. If you're curious about my build, I could do a breakdown in another video. Just let me know in the comments. And honestly, if you really want to support me, you like this, take a look and check out my SoundCloud and Spotify. That's my other hobby, is making music. It's, any support over there would be fantastic. Just too lazy to market it, so I figured I'd plug it right here. If this video gets overwhelming support, I might make more videos. This hasn't been too hard to make. I've had some issues with the capture. I don't know what's going on. I have a fairly robust setup, so I don't know. Maybe it's just this game is hard to capture. So again, thank you for the support. Another thing I want to say is I want everyone to enjoy this game. I enjoy this game. We've been waiting almost 10 years for this game, and while it's not perfect, it is leaps and bounds better than D3. which sadly I have over 1,000 hours in. And really happy with this product so far, despite its flaws. It has a good foundation, but we need to avoid that standard Blizzard negativity that comes with every single one of their releases if we want to see this game grow. And this comes down to everyone from just the players to the content creators. You know, it's okay to be critical, but we also need to be level-headed as a community and try to work with Blizzard to make this game what it can be. Yes, they set that goal of the level 100, like get to the little statue, but that never should have been the goal in the first place. And honestly, I put this on the content creators. Their goals should have been defeating Lilith, and I know a lot of them have, but that should have been what they've steered our community towards, not this level 100 push that created this horrible news cycle of the dungeon nerfs that everyone got all butthurt about, even though most players weren't to that level yet. All right, so that's all I have to say about this, pushing that time limit. If you got this far, thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Drunk Robot out.